Hey everybody, welcome back to Planet Coaster Hard Mode. And today, as you can see, we're going to be working on adding this here carousel. It's a couple other rides just to start building up a collection of rides and getting a bigger source of income, because it's one thing to have just Wild Blue over there, but it's another thing to have multiple or just rides. Just because of the fact I've been very much struggling here trying to get cash inflow or good cash inflow. It's taking me about, gosh, I'd say 5 or 6 run-throughs every time just to try and get something right, but so that's something. Now, as you can see, I didn't really change anything from last episode just because the fact I could not quite figure out what I wanted to do with it, because I've never worked with this kind of a theme before, so just trying to come up with a general idea for the building is something different. Now, I will say I have been working off my testing world just to try and get an overall general idea put together. Now, I'm getting closer to that stage, but in the end, we will see how it goes. Now, as you can see here, I've got the queue and everything set up for the carousel here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to decorate it up. Because as you can tell, as you remember from if I had mentioned in the last episode, I mentioned that theming and dressing up the queue will allow you free to charge for money for your rides, which is obviously a very good thing because you got to get in that money. You got to get in there. Now, what I want to try and do here is I'm adding an assortment of different rocks just to not make it just one singular patch of different. Now, while the Nation Carousel might not be the most intense or crazy ride in the world, it's nice just to have a nice, relaxing family ride, because not everything can be very crazy intense, because none of it can really handle that kind of stuff. Like, hey, for example, my sister, she used to be able to handle like the bigger things like your Husk Frisbees and that kind of thing, but she just has a hard time with it because of her emotionalness. So it's nice just having a nice little chilling ride right here. Now, as you can see, we're trying to blend in together the different adventure-themed plants and as well as the regular main game plants. That's because of the fact they have a different texture. As you can see, the adventure DLC, because that palm tree right there, the one that's a little more dark shade than the other, they're like more bright, I guess you would call them. That came from the adventure DLC. I'm trying to get all of them mashed together very well. Now, I wish I had thought of this sooner. Now, I wish I had used some of the big colorful bushes and things. I feel like we could get some really nice, yeah, that kind of thing. Now, I'm just going to cheat the system here, and I'm just going to steal the awning cover for this and this to make it simple and nice and cohesive with it. Mostly because of the fact I didn't know what to do with it, so I just kind of pull it in. I mean, it's better than nothing. I mean, come on, it's nice. You don't want to be standing in the rain the entire time. Now, one thing I will mention is what kind of entrance building should you guys think I should put up in front of it? I've been thinking, I don't know if I want to do like a shipwreck kind of thing, or if I just want to do like some big, massive tropical thing. I think in the next coming episodes, while I'm busy off camera work, but I mean, off camera work, I'm working on some designs for a tropical themed-ish building. I can't quite get the right shape. But like, it's not necessarily like the shape itself that's strange, it's just the work with the thatched roofs I'm not quite used to. So like, it's just hard to work with, I guess. Now, when it comes to flat rides, like I said in the last episode, I was originally going to try to stick with the main game flat rides, but you'll eventually quickly come to see that doesn't quite work out too well. Just because of the fact I didn't feel like researching anything at the time. And mostly because of the fact I feel like I wanted to get some use out of the flat rides here, because I feel like the DLC flat rides, they have a good assortment and they can all provide different things that I need growing up. Now, as you can see here, we had a little bit of a jump cut here. That's just because of the fact I had forgotten to press the record button on the thing. So that's my bad. Now, as you can see here, I put in the whip ride. So what you don't know what this ride does is essentially you're along this track thing, and it'll swift you left and right all the way around the straight sections. And then once you get to the circle bit right there, and as you can see right there, it'll like fling you all the way around. I don't know how to really describe it. I'll just show you in the once we do the live bit section. Just to get an overall feel of the ride. Now, don't get alarmed by what I was putting out with the what's his name? The ghost guy, slime guy. Don't feel alarmed. I was just looking at it. Because of the fact I don't really like using the Ghostbusters DLC. While the main thing is the Ghostbusters, the only thing I really like about it is some of the building pieces and that kind of thing. But other than that, I don't really care for it, so I tend to stay away from it. And that what's even more handy is that in the settings you can turn it off. And I actually like this whole operation because I know not tired of the Ghostbusters just coming in vacuum apart. Now, I think it's here. I'm going to do something a little bit different I don't normally do. I'm going to add some custom, what do you call them? Like, not necessarily curves, but like these, this ground thing. That's the whole break up the texture of the ride itself from the path. Just because I felt, obviously I'm using the same path for it, so just to make it a little bit different. Now, my intent was to build a building around the top of this, but we will eventually get to that, but not today because the fact, one, I just am too lazy to do it, and two, just because the fact I honestly don't know what an actual good design for the ride would be, because I feel like I don't want it to necessarily look like the bumper cars, because originally I wanted to put the bumper cars there, but I didn't have them, obviously, so I just put this thing, which, I mean, it does a good job quite well, honestly, and in real life, I absolutely love them, because I remember I went to Dorney Park in 2017, because we had taken a big Pennsylvania trip that year. I remember I had never ridden one of these before, so when I got there, I had ridden it for the first time and absolutely fell in love with the ride, and I also can't recommend it enough. While it might not be the most intense thing, but as you can see, the motion, as you can see, it's just a very fun experience, and I also couldn't recommend them enough. While they may not be the most intense or thrilling ride, it's just a fun thing to be on. It's a classic. You gotta respect it for that. See, that's the thing I have a hard time with people in the industry sometimes. Sometimes they always just want new, and like rough and that kind of thing. But in my opinion, you gotta have some sort of respect for these old classics like this. Because like these are pretty much the backbone. And honestly, they're still pretty fun little rides. I mean, like you can take your entire family on them and it's just overall a good time. Now, as you can see here, like I said, we did have a bit of a jump cut, and I had again forgotten to record some of it because I was a bit out of it that day, so that's kind of what started building things. I like doing it, so I actually did a bit different with the pad just to try to make it a little bit bigger, because when I was actually testing this, there was more people than that were out or wanted to ride it than where the queue was, so I made it a little bit bigger, and I used the squaring method, which honestly I wish the pathing system was just like the tile system, because it's just so nice and squared off, and I really like it. So yeah, it's a bit longer, and also I'm kind of regretting not making the carousel queue longer, but you know, you get what you pay for, I guess. So I mean, I guess that's my fault. I mean, I could always go back and change it, but I wouldn't change it anything right now. So now, as you can see here, we got kind of stuck because I had paused it and I just zoomed out a little bit just to take a look at what this area was going to in general look like. It's because of the fact I didn't really have a plan when going into this. I kind of just wanted to plop down a ride over here just to try to start earning some money. And yeah. Oh, and by the way, I guess I had forgotten to cut this bit out of the thing because I didn't originally want to be. I took a bit of a breather here for a minute, I think. I think I had to go get a drink or something. I don't remember. I recorded this about a week ago, so I don't quite remember what I did or did not do. So as you can see here, this is just an overall general look at the layout. Now we won't do it today, but we will not be filling in these middle areas yet. That's because I don't know what to really do with them yet. I have a general idea. I don't know if I want to put a building there, if I want several buildings, or if I just want to put like a little jungle-y bit there. Just because the fact that having more foliage the better. Everybody you see, talk to in this community will say the more foliage you have around the ride or anything like that, it just lifts up the park experience, in my opinion. And now, guys, we're going to start working on something a little bit different than what we've been doing so far. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be adding in this little souvenir shop. Just because I feel like in the fact that, well, for one, I was noticing when I was offline doing some offline things, that I noticed in this park that people were complaining that there weren't any souvenir shops, and so I feel like I should fix that with this little Hatchfantastic. Now, as to why I put this instead of like a Looney Balloons or something, well, it's one, because in fact, I don't think I have Looney Balloons. And two, I think that Hatchfantastic does better financially than Looney Balloons does, but that's just me. Now, I feel like I should not have put this back here just because of the fact people won't be able to access it as much as they would out in the middle of the open, but we shall see. Now, a debate I was having, because that's why I didn't put a roof on it like I didn't do anything else in the rest of them, is if I wanted to do half like thatch, half wood, or just all wood or all thatch, just to kind of break it up. Because in my opinion, if you have all just one kind of roof style or something like that, it kind of just feels like everything just it just all becomes one mashed together thing. I don't know how to really describe it. I think Silverette made a video about it, so I kind of try to follow his advice because he is the king of this game, so I try to stick with him a little bit. Now, as you can see here, I started working on this little bit of a back area. There's still a lot of people to get some time to sit down, chillax, and all that kind of stuff. I feel like I should mention that the reason I put this terrain back here, just the fact, just to kind of break up and kind of border or section off this kind of area of the park. Just, I don't know how to really describe it. You'd have to, I mean, it makes sense, I guess. I'm not sure. I just kind of liked it being back there. I figured I'd just put giant mountains, just to be like a little bit of a valley kind of thing. Now, as you can see, I started thinking about putting in my first coaster, but unfortunately, we will say that for another episode. Just because of the fact, I didn't know what kind of coasters I want to put in here. I didn't know whether I wanted to do the Aerodynamics Custom Looper, this, or some sort of wood coaster. But I feel like so far I want to put the Aerodynamics in, just because of the fact it's classic, and it's just overall good ride to start with. So we will see about that in the next episode. Now, that being said, I think we're going to be winding down the episode here. Just some path work and that kind of stuff, just to start prepping. With that being said, I guess this will be the end of the episode. So thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I shall see you